Hey, beard lovers. How are you doing? I want to talk to you today about the idea of assuming positive intent. I'm reading this book. It's all about decision making. See, it looks like this. It looks like a Kindle because I'm reading it on a Kindle. It's called Decisive, and it's about making better decisions. They outline several different ways that we make bad decisions, and they figure out ways to make them better. One of the things that we do that seems like the hardest to overcome, or one of the hardest things, is confirmation bias, which you will notice a lot especially in discussions about politics. You go into an argument or you do research in a way that just reinforces what you already believe. Basically, you believe something and you just like, well, this article. Yeah, this article agrees with me. Yeah, this article doesn't. Forget that article. It's a very hard thing to overcome, not just in, politics, but also in business, also in just your relationships, in every decision you make. Like if you're buying a car, for instance, you have this idea of you want this car, and you go to the dealer and you're like, this car good? Is it a good car? You're going to the dealer who's selling the car. You just want them to reinforce what you already believe because you already want the car. But there's this idea of assuming positive intent, which is one way to overcome confirmation bias. Maybe not in the buying of a car situation, but I've come up with 10 reasons why it is a good thing. When I started writing the list, I'm like, I don't know if I can come up with 10 reasons. And that's the beauty of doing these lists. I start writing them, and then more ideas start coming that I didn't even consider. First reason to assume positive intent: you will be in a better mood. If you assume that another person is doing something for positive reasons, or they say something that at first could seem maybe like they're being negative or whatever, but if you assume that they have good reasons for what they're doing, you will see the world in a way that is more positive. Everyone's doing things for a good reason. Your mind will be filled more with positive thoughts. You will be in a better mood. Number 2, it forces you to think more deeply about a subject. Any political issue, for instance, like we just shout out what we assume the other side thinks or means all the time, and we never get anywhere. If we assume the other side legitimately wants the world to be better, then we can focus on the actual facts, work to solve the problems. 3, you'll be in less arguments. You will, if someone does something, you assume positive intent, it'll lead to a nice discussion. It might, they might actually have negative intent, and it could lead to an argument. But I think overall you will be in less arguments because I believe most people have positive intent. 4, you will more likely get to the truth. That's obvious. If you assume negative intent, you get into a shouting match. You don't talk about what's actually happening, or you ignore each other. If you assume positive intent, it could lead to a discussion. 5, you'll be more productive because your mind won't be filled with distracting thoughts. You won't be thinking that everyone's out to get you. You won't be thinking that if you do something, everyone's going to assume. You will think other people are assuming positive intent as well, or you will ignore those that assume you're being negative. Maybe you won't ignore the people who assume you're being negative. I'm just talking out of my butt here, guys. When your mind is filled with negative thoughts, it's hard to produce things if you assume that the people around you are out to get you. 6, there will be more entertainment to enjoy. I've had this thought before where you're listening to certain pop music or like some sort of entertainment that you just don't really like, and you assume that the people who did it just did it for the money because it's not very good or it's not well thought out. But if you assume that the people who made these things legitimately want to entertain you, they legitimately like to make entertainment, whether it's simple or complex or whatever it is, you can enjoy it for what it is, instead of assuming that the person who made it is this evil, greedy monster. 7, you will be more likable. You'll be more positive, so obviously you'll be more likable. You won't be accusing people of things, so you'll be more likable. If someone comes to you with an idea or a problem or criticism, if you assume that they're being productive and constructive, you will be a pleasant person. You will react pleasantly. People will like you. 8, more problems will be solved. Of course, because it will lead to discussion. You will identify the real problem rather than the conflict, the animosity. 9, you will be able to better identify negative intent. I think once you assume only positive intent, if someone comes to you or someone says something that you can't figure out what would be positive about that, if you're constantly looking for that and you can't find it, then it probably is negative, or just trolling, wanting to get attention. 10, you will have more positive intent yourself. I think once you operate in a way that others aren't out to get you, you won't operate in a way to bring others down. Your worldview changes. You see the world as a place where we all are working together to solve a problem. These are all my hope. These are all the things that I just wrote down that I assume. I'm assuming positive outcomes for the assuming positive intent, I guess. And then I have an 11 on here. I wanted to do 10, but I thought of even another one. I didn't think I was even going to get 10. But 11 here, you will imagine people more complexly. I mean, there's a lot of overlap in this list, but you will see that, if someone on the surface appears to be doing something for personal gain, doing something for money, if you assume positive intent, that means they might. I think in most cases, when people are doing something for personal gain, there's more reasons than one. A politician may want to make politics their career, and it seems like they just are trying to climb the social ladder. They're just trying to make more money. Of course, all politicians, if they really want to be a politician, have to do that. There might be other reasons they want to be a politician besides they want to be a politician. Maybe they want to make the world better, and they're climbing the social ladder because they think they're the right person for the job and they can make the world better. There's more than one reason people do things, I think, most of the time. Your favorite YouTuber might be selling some products or have a sponsor. Who would do that? What? That doesn't mean that that's the only thing that they're doing. They're not making things just because they want money from you. They need money to. Sometimes they need money to continue doing this, or if they want to get better at it. They want to increase their resources. That costs money, and so it's all a part of what I hope in most cases is positive intent, to entertain, to make the world better with their creations. So that's my thoughts on assuming positive intent. And I keep reading your comments, and I'm loving the discussion we're creating here. I'm gonna keep making these every day, and that's it. If you want to subscribe, how can I not remember still after over 1,000 videos I've made? Well, I guess it's moved around in different places for different videos, but subscribe over there if you'd like to see these every day. I am not making you. It'd be cool if you would, not just because of the numbers, but for positive intent. I want to have an impact on the world because I think I can make the world a better place through my creations. Patreon over there, again, if you want, to help support what I do. And, Algorithm. The web series is now all up on Go90. I'm going to put a link over here. You can go watch it on Go90 if you live in the United States. And I made it because I want you to enjoy it. I like making things that I think are enjoyable. And so that's all. Maybe I will mention the Mitzi shirt again because I think it's awesome. Okay, bye. Awkward smile.